Hey everyone. Obviously, I still can't figure out where or how I'm filming, so thank you for coming along on this journey for me. But I just watched Boruto episodes 5 through 9, and the story is definitely getting better. It still feels a little fillery, but so anyway, it started off like where I started watching was where Mitsuki ends up coming to the academy, and I know he's from the Hidden Sound, but he kind of looks like Orochimaru. So I'm like, is he the spawn of him? I don't want to. And he says like my parent, So I don't know. I just have a feeling he's like some sort of sketchy breed, but I don't think anyone would reproduce with Orochimaru. So that's the only reason I think he might not be his kid, but he's definitely interesting. I'm a very anti-hero type person. I love anti-heroes, like I just said. So I'm hoping he turns out to be a really good, like interesting character. But so far I really like him. And I feel so bad again for Shino. This man is trying so hard to like please his students, be like the greatest teacher, and he is, but he always feels like such a failure. But I love the little party he threw for Mitsuki. Mitsuki kind of reminds me if like Sai and Orochimaru were like mixed into one. And I kind of like it. I remember in the Naruto Shippuden when he was getting integrated into society, and he had to, start reading books and figuring out emotions. So Mitsuki kind of does that. I know he asked people about Boruto and like what they think of him. I think he actually is really starting to like him. But he does give me sketch vibes. I mean, like when that whole snake chakra thing, which this is going on since like the beginning. I mean, I know I'm only on like episode 5 and 6 now, but it's like I feel like getting pushed out. So I'm thinking, I don't know if Mitsuki's behind it because I can't really pinpoint him yet. But I liked the episode with Shino, and he was really dangerous, honestly. You almost forget how dangerous he is because he's like so kind of like soft-hearted now with the kids. But his bugs are really deadly and useful. But I did enjoy the whole like story arc with them and how Boruto ends up, saving Mitsuki at the end, through the river. Boruto is starting to grow on me. I didn't like him at first. I thought he was kind of a brat. He still kind of is, and I get why. There's like a deliberation, I know, where people are like, oh, people say it's too kiddie and everything. It kind of, I'm going to say a little bit is. I know Naruto fought for peace, and he's getting peace. But even in the beginning of Naruto original, when they were kind of at an era of peace, I feel like the Anbu Black Ops were always around, like literally nothing could happen. Like a snake couldn't crawl through the village without them knowing. But I'm like, where are the adults here? Where are the Anbu Black Ops? Like I feel like everyone's just like, oh, whatever, we're in peace. But I mean, hello, the Hokage's son keeps getting like attacked or in trouble, and like nobody, the Anbu Black Ops aren't like reporting it to anybody, or does nobody care? So as like everything progressed, the episode with Sumire, I think her name is, and that creepy stalker guy who ended up getting like, who was invisible, like, again, where are the adults? But I actually really like her. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Hinata. She seems like really sweet and gentle, and I feel like she kind of has a thing for Boruto. I think Sarada does too. But I'm gonna admit that I actually found it hilarious when, I can't remember his name, the creepy stalker guy, when he's like, oh, I really love you, or like you, Sumire. I'm so sorry if I butchered the names. I'll get them better as I keep going. And then they made him do like the love confession in front of all the kids. And I feel like that is such a teenager thing to do, or like such a preteen thing to do. And then how she like rejected him right there. I mean, I could see why he'd get mad, but I do think it's funny how once like Shino got involved with the snake chakra, and then a few others, like that's when they started taking it seriously. I think Boruto does try a little too hard to, take things that are over his responsibility, like in his hands. But I think I get it because he doesn't want to keep being labeled as like the Hokage son, even though Naruto's the best and he really is. But he brought peace to the village. He's an amazing character. But I guess if like that's what you're being compared to, or like, oh, you're Naruto's son like all the time, like you're not just yourself, I could see why he would get a little bit angry, because it seems like he's definitely harboring jealousy over Naruto, even though that's his dad. It just seems like he's jealous and angry of him, and he has some unresolved feelings, but you can tell he definitely loves and like respects his dad. Well, anyway, so as I kept watching, I still feel like Mitsuki might be bad. I don't know if I mind it or not, because again, I kind of like bad guys. But I mean, he let the chakra, like the person with the chakra, go, because I first thought it was him, or maybe I don't know if they're like in cahoots with each other, because they kind of stared at each other, and I feel like Mitsuki like knows that person, and he's like, okay, well, get out of here, like they're friends or something. And the communication piece where he's just talking to the white snake, and Orochimaru had the same type of snake as well. So I feel like, I don't know if he like knows the person or if he's like in cahoots with them. But I guess I'm gonna find out. I thought that dream sequence with Boruto, about his eye, like the new eye power he awakened, was so funny, because he wanted to be, what's the movie star's name? Kagemasa, whatever. I don't know, this guy, the one Boruto was trying to impress or impersonate, this made me laugh so hard just because it was so like different than what you've seen him. Like he's goofy and stuff, but like this actually was probably one of the hardest I've laughed so far in the series. I didn't really like how Naruto didn't believe Boruto. Like I know he's goofy and stuff, but I didn't like how Naruto kind of doubted him, when he's trying to tell him about the new power he awakened. And I don't like how that was written, just because I feel like Naruto, no matter what age he is, like I feel like he'd always believe his son, especially since nobody paid attention or believed him as a kid. So I found that a little bit like of a hard pill to swallow, I guess. But I mean, he's an adult now and he has to take everything seriously. So I guess I get it. Also, can I take a second to say this is the man who raised Hinata, who was such a jerk, and he loves his grandkids so much. That was adorable, but I'm like, this is not the same dude. But I guess your parents aren't the same after you have kids, because they always love the kids more. It's true. Or the grandkids. They love the grandkids more, I should say. I really love how Naruto and Himawari, or Boruto and Himawari, have such a great support system, though, with the parents and then the grandpa. I did really enjoy the fight. At least Naruto gave him the benefit of the doubt and let him fight Hinabe. I think, again, I have to remember the names and try not to butcher them. But it was like a nice try, and like at least he got to kind of prove himself, even though he doesn't have the Byakugan, which I didn't think it was anyway. Because I know, isn't the Byakugan and Sharingan like a Kekkei Genkai, and I know Himawari awakened it. But this one was like a totally different one. I feel like it's the first of its kind. That would be amazing. But I do enjoy like their little family dynamic, and the story's definitely getting better. Again, it still feels a little fillerish to me. I'm like waiting for something to happen. And I know people swear by Boruto and say it's amazing, so I just gonna have to wait. But for now, definitely like it more than the first 4 episodes. Getting more interesting, and I can't wait to watch some more. So thanks for watching my review. Bye.